So, to the sellers of radio stations and agencies, if you just sell airtime, you are always going to be reacting to the price issue. Always. I've heard it, the last thing that they said previously was that radio has become expensive. And that's the narrative at the moment. That's what people say about radio. Radio is expensive. It's not. Radio is not expensive if it delivers value. It's only expensive if it doesn't sell anything. Then it's very expensive. But so is television and so is everything. So everything has a relative value. What I've put up here is the Houghton, which is where I'm living, by the way. And it's very nice. It's very, very nice indeed. But I'm putting this up as a case study because this was a campaign that was done purely on radio. They marketed the Houghton on radio. That's where I heard about it. That's what drove me to go and see it. And 20 seconds later, I was signing on that dotted line. It cost me a frickin' fortune, but it's beautiful. But the radio, why I'm using it is because campaigns can be successful just on radio. And that's a really important fact that we have to put into our heads. I think the campaigns that you've heard this morning have really illustrated that. They've touched our hearts. They made us laugh in 30 seconds. I always think that's absolute sheer brilliance, that you can be moved to an emotion within 30 seconds. I think it's absolutely brilliant. But it's about creating the value. So what is value? Value is understanding the client's business, really coming to terms with what the client is wanting to do. It's about recognition. It's about status. It's about information. It's about creating that fabulous sense of community. It's about the quality of the customer connection. All of these things are added value. So when a client says, where is the value? I'm giving you the language that you can pass on to them. It's about relevance and finding those consumer insights. It's also about the breadth of the offering. We've talked a lot about digital, but it's about social, it's about experiential extensions. And the stations that are creating experiential extensions to the campaigns are the ones that are going to take the money in the end. They're the ones that are going to go out on a limb, do something different. People want to be unique. It's this whole thing about customer choice. They want talkability. Radio is the best medium to create talkability, to create a sense of what's happening in the world. That's where it happens. They want innovation. They want desk research, and they want qualitative research. They want a sense that you care. You know, there's that old famous David Ogilvy saying, which says, clients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Really important that you demonstrate that you care about the clients and understand their business. They want co-collaboration where they can put their heads together. You know, clients sometimes just want to have some exciting energy in the room, and nothing is exciting like media, where you can sit and come up with a whole range of ideas and try this and try that. That's what gets the client involved, and that's what will make, from a radio station's perspective, the job more worthwhile. They also want editorial support. So this business of radio stations saying, oh, no, we don't do that. Well, you better start doing that, doll, because that's what clients want. And in the end, whether we like it or not, the clients give us the revenue. The clients pay the salaries. The clients are the ones whose heads we have to get inside. And I think far too often we sit from one perspective and we don't think about what's happening out there in the marketplace. And they often want tactical response. So all of those things are added value. So to sum up, what I want to do here today is to change the narrative. A medium is only expensive if it doesn't deliver. Agree? In a digital world, radio is quite capable of being the lead medium. Really important point. Radio has the energy and a vibrance that is unmatchable by other radio types. Brands absolutely can, and we've seen many examples, they absolutely can be built just on radio. Radio can be very reactive to clients' needs, and what people are really looking for is customer-centric offerings. So let's talk about what we want to change and some of the things that we can start to sell. It's easy to integrate with digital, social media, and out of home. There's brilliant synergy with mobile. I'm not saying that radio doesn't support television here, but what I'm saying is this is not the primary reason for using radio anymore. Of course it can support television, but it's how you use it. And And again, I reiterate what Ralph said. I think it needs to be different creative. It absolutely inspires creativity. It absolutely gives word-of-mouth endorsement. We've talked a lot about that love, that connection we sense with the person who's talking to us on the radio, that relationship that we have with people on the radio. Build frequency with radio, that's very old school. Yes, you can, but I want that to be taken out of the principal narrative. For me, it's almost become a throwaway line. It's about edutainment. It can be the primary medium. It's not just about brand recall anymore, where they took the television soundtrack and dumped it onto radio stations. It allows for real dialogue, as we've just, well, you haven't seen, you've half seen the YouTube clip, where the client allowed real dialogue with their clients. It allows vibrance and maneuverability. It's accessible everywhere, especially now. In fact, the other day I was at Radio Jacaranda for a promotion, and somebody emailed in who was listening in London. And that's what's happened, is South Africans all around the world are listening to South African radio. They don't have to be here anymore. Tactical and immediate, and really important, you cannot PVR it. So, you know, that poor elephant ad I go through at about plus 64, times 64. So what's the way forward? The way forward is to create partnerships, to be flexible, to actively throw away that rule book and build engaged relationships, to become a source of credible information, to develop solutions to brand problems, to research insights from your audiences. I mean, I think that Future Factor is a really good place to start because it's already giving audience insights to the radio stations. But I think that it's incumbent upon the stations themselves to go and do research and really interrogate what state of mind their audience is in. Get to know the DNA of your stations. And lastly, train your salespeople to be marketers. They're not just salespeople. They need to understand the marketing process, and they need to understand the client's issues so that they can offer solutions.